Tony, Trenders here. Today's topic: camping. Where do you sleep when you're out camping and you're trying not to get ferociously attacked by bugs, insects, or whatever other dark horror lies in the dark?
Hey gros.
That's right, you sleep in tents. I'm sorry, dad jokes are my guilty pleasure. We finally know the names of the artists from the first phase of the Intense Festival that will take place in early June. Looking at the lineup, it looks like there's going to be an absolute carnage of speakers. There are a lot of promising back-to-back acts like Radical Redemption and Cruelty, Digital Punk and Nightcraft, Lacquerface and Satirized, or Rebellion and Warface. But there's also a Justice new live act called Awake, Asleep, Adjust, as well as other returning live acts. What I'm also looking forward to is listening to the Journey sets, performances made by artists to explore their whole discography. So artists like Ryan Hart, The Block and the Stefan, Unresolved, Atmospheres or The Strikers will all have a live performance dedicated to exploring their journey. The last two thankfully will have other appearances in other sets, with The Strikers hosting the whole Fanatic stage. Damn! I hope June isn't too far away, the festival season needs to come back. And just as we're talking about comebacks, Malice posted an announcement on the Aggressive Records page, as well as hosting an interview with Hard News. He shared feeling lost and disconnected with both himself and the whole hardstyle scene over the last year and a half or so for the most part, but that feeling has always been there with him ever since raw style started changing unpredictably. As he said, ever since the scene started shifting, it wasn't actually clear anymore if doing what you love is actually the right thing, or if people expect you to keep up with the times and do something completely new. Well, after an 18-month period of reflection, he is finally back with a new banger called Scream With Me. I'm so happy to see he managed to bounce back, especially since he did it with such a profound track. The lyrics in particular, Malice has truly been screaming whatever he was holding inside and that was dragging him back. And instead of doing whatever appeased the trance, he actually wants to do whatever he loves to do, and it's us who are invited to scream with him. The first kick in the song is pretty classic, dare I say reminiscent of the classic Malice style. Also, the break encapsulates the message really well. I'm super proud of Malice for finally being able to find his style once again. But holy, that sack kick truly blew me away the first time I listened to it. It was genuinely unexpected. I remember when Vendetta by Rebellion came out that I was a total sack hater. I truly couldn't fathom the direction that hardstyle was taking, but now not only have I accepted it, but I also believe that if done well and not just for the shock factor, they can truly add meaningfully to a song. And after this song, I sincerely believe that it's going to be really difficult to find another sack kick that can top this one, not only in the production quality, but also in how well it is fitted into this song. It genuinely sounds like Malice is screaming out of his lungs. It's truly powerful, and I love it a lot. And well, the melodic drop is a typical raw style melodic drop. It's there because it's there. Still, amazing song. Welcome back, Malice. 8 out of 10. And welcome back 90s with a new version of Running in the 90s by Comb, Tatsunashin and No Hero. Damn! The only hardcore remix of this song that I could find is by NJB, which is, amazing, but it's still an edit, so it sounds a bit dirty because it works by sampling the original song. So having a cover, which means that every single part of the song must be remade from scratch, done by 3 of my favorite modern happy hardcore producers, and officially released. Yes, please! Speaking of the label, Dancing Dead, the only memory that I have of it is the first 5 seconds of a remix by Looney Tunes of Creep by Nihilake.
When you were here before.
Why specifically that, you might ask? It's because for a couple of months it was literally the only ad that I would get every time I watched a video on YouTube. And don't get me wrong, I listened to it once fully and I really liked it, it's a good song, but I practically went crazy listening to it over and over and over. Anyway, basically every Eurobeat song is perfect for happy hardcore, and I'm super happy that this one finally got a proper treatment. The break is neat, I like the dunk bass, and even though I think that basically any bass could have done the job because it builds on a solid basis, I think this one works pretty well. The drops are both incredible. The first one is an amazing happy hardcore drop, and the second one, which I didn't expect to change at all, went all in with a hardstyle drop and with a color kick on the second half. This one last change really made this cover special. Amazing job by all three artists. 8 out of 10. Another change that happened is in Sub-Zero Project's style in their new song Never Coming Down. The beginning of the song is amazing, especially with the sound design, because they managed to stay loyal to their own sound even when experimenting with a whole new genre. I didn't hear any preview of the song before its release, so when it actually came out and I first listened to it, I was pretty stunned by the techno kick. The other two kicks hit really hard, I must admit. And the screeches in the drop are insanely powerful. They managed to elevate this track from a typical techno track to a Sub-Zero Project techno track. The only complaint I have is that the techno kick sounds pretty weak. I'm not really a huge fan of that. If any other artist made a move like Sub-Zero Project did, aka make a mainly techno track, it would be hard to have the same level of flawlessness in the execution, because in this case they made it so that it sounds like they're experimenting with a new genre while still preserving their signature sound. 7.5 out of 10. Another artist that's leaving his signature lately is Cole, and he just released his new track Final Acceleration. It's definitely Kobari inspired, and it reminds me a lot of TuneTubers, another artist that I featured in my channel many times, but it's still a really good style. The first speedcore part is okay, pretty good, but that microwave drop. It's not insanely distorted and ear blasting, but I think it's just as dopamine pumping as the ones made with more mainstream kicks. The melody is typical Cole good, he knows how to make them. The drop is basically 240 BPM Frenchcore, so on that side of things it's definitely approved. But I was expecting in the second half a 480 BPM speedcore part, especially since the text on screen said that the song had a 480 BPM section, but I was duped and then unduped. Good job, you got me. The arrangement of the song is a little simpler than The Sun, so if that one gets a 10 out of 10, this one gets a totally respectable 8.5. Anything but simple is the creativity that Decharged and Van Hayden had while making so many damn memes to announce funeral song. I must admit, every time I opened Instagram and heard this song playing, I knew I was in for a treat. The melody is awesome, albeit it's a cover of the Rasmus, but still pretty good. And the melodic drop in itself is really nice. But damn, I needed a second one. Instead, they decided to fool us with an anticlimax, which is yes, a pity, but made slightly better by the reverse bass. Thank you very much, you mad lads. Euphoric hardstyle is indeed saved. 7 out of 10. I'd say though that Euphoric hardstyle hasn't been saved. Rather, it's been reincarnated. XH and Kamikoto released a song together called Virtual Reincarnation. Together, I gotta be frank with you. This song is a collab that I didn't expect. Like, at all. To start, the French chord drop at the beginning is really well done, the melody works great with it. It's just a pity that the second and the third kick don't work as well and aren't as powerful as the first one, but it's still really awesome. The build-up into the Psytrance drop is really cinematic and delivers a humongous amount of tension, I'll give them that. The drop in itself is neat, I really like the Psytrance part, and I was so caught off guard by the incoming kick fest. Wow, they didn't go cheap on kicks. The pitch increase in the melody is also pretty cool. At times I believe they're a little unnecessary and also cringe, but damn do they change the mood if done well, just like they did here. That fake drop though, wow, it was despicable. I felt betrayed, I will never forgive you for that, and oh my god, that up-tempo kick! Well, I hate to admit it, but they managed to get themselves forgiven for that last melodic drop. Good job, you two. Overall, the ambience of the song is really solid. 75% of the kick are really good, but damn was I headbanging the first time I listened to it. 8 out of 10. Speaking of headbanging, Cardination really killed it with his new kicks this week. He's lately been trying to find his own unique defining style, especially since 2025 when he started drifting towards harder, even if still colorful, kicks. The vocals are okay, although they sound to me like they're a little AI generated. It's just a gut feeling, I might be totally wrong about this, and they still sound really good. The melody is also okay, pretty typical in terms of hardstyle songs. The first kick is insanely bassy, really distorted, and overall a great first kick for a song. The second kick is a color kick, heck yeah, but with a punch that overlaps onto the tail, making the whole thing sound messy but in a good and especially brutal way. On the second drop there are two characteristic Cardination color kicks, brutal AF and pretty neat. The melodic drop again is okay. It's an insane track, especially in terms of kicks, but outside the "what do you call this new type of kicks" trend, I think it's just a typical song that I wouldn't mind at all listening to. 7 out of 10. Well then, that's all for this week. I truly hope you enjoyed it. I'm having a lot of fun researching news and songs to share with you. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that I've missed, and I'll see you next time. Ciao!